really literally followed exactly the same process. They always took you to a website. They always gave you a date and time when the thing was going to happen. And I'll tell you what, I watched a few of them, and they were all utter duds. Nothing actually happened. And they had 45,000 people in there. And I was thinking, you know, if I'd participated in this, I would have made nothing. I would have just wasted my time and my energy going and buying a stupid coin and losing money on the transaction fee, and probably losing a little bit on it dropping actually rather than going up. So no, they're absolutely not something that we should even be talking about. You're right.
The people who own the Telegram groups, the larger ones, they have a group between them, and they organize between them their pump and dumps. So they
but these were all different pump and dumps I was seeing across all these different Telegram groups, but the websites more or less looked identical. I mean, slight tweaks, but you know, the basic structure, format, countdown timer, this is when the pump will occur. We'll tell you an hour before which exchange it's on, blah, 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 blah.
Which
it's like,
token or coin,
But even so, this was before KYC. So back then it was like, oh, no big deal. I'll just, you know, sign up to the exchange 5 minutes before and jump in. And of course, nowadays, they can't even do that.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, actually, what scammers are doing now, instead of pump and talk about it, actually on Telegram, you've got these OTC groups, right, over the counter. And actually talking about STOs, you could trade next on one of these OTC groups, which is actually a legit group, right? I know the admins, so I know they're legit because they're admins of other neo blockchain projects, right? So these guys are fine. They do the trades. I've done some trades myself with them. And what happens is some people PM you, right? They private message you if they see you're interested. And they pretend to be the admin. What they do is they literally change the username of the admin by
one letter.
One letter.
I don't know, one letter, or instead of an L, they may put like an I or something, and you don't pay attention. Exactly the same photo, exactly the same details, except it's their address instead of the admin's address. So it's boom, you know, people get scammed like that. And actually, the admins have mentioned it many times.
These STOs should have been they should have had a lock-in period for about a year anyway. So if you're telling me that a coin is trading right now, that's an STO coin, I would say I don't believe it. And the reason being is because they probably don't have accredited investors, and they probably didn't have a 1-year lock-in yet. Because who the hell started doing STOs a year ago? Nobody.
Yeah. Well, it's Nex I'm talking about, actually. Nex is tradable.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is they didn't do an STO over a year ago in order to get to the coins on an exchange.
No, it wasn't an STO. It was just an ICO. But what they're doing is they're trying to register as a security. So initially it was an ICO, and you've done the lottery, CryptoBeast. But yeah, they're trying to register as so they're kind of converting into an STO, because you're going to be receiving dividends if you stake the actual token once their exchange goes live. So you can actually lock it up for 2 years.
Yeah, that's
what. And get a 75% per year return on investment. So you get exchange fees. You get 75% of those exchange fees back to you.
Pretty good.
So it's pretty good in a way from that point of view. Again, this is not financial advice. It's just, you know, the actual model.
Yeah,
seems pretty cool.
I would just be very careful with that, because if the regulators decide to start investigating that one, I haven't looked at it myself, but what you're describing to me just sounds a little bit strange. If you want to convert your project from ICO to STO, fine. But at the point that you convert it, you're moving off the decentralized exchanges, shutting down the coin, creating an entirely new coin, issuing it off to a securities exchange, and that's that. And I know other projects that are planning to do that and are somewhat public about it, but the reality is they're going to convert the coin and then move themselves over to a security token exchange, at which point they'll shut down the utility trading and move it completely over to security trading. And I can't imagine how that's going to work, because all of us who are token holders are just being transferred across, and I'm sure there's going to be all sorts of legal crap that we have to go through to do it. So
really, so what you're saying is people
keep on losing it.
People that actually hold Nex now, if they can't prove that they've won it through the lottery and they've actually got it from a affiliate, for example, which is a DEX, then it's considered fraud in a way, right? Because they didn't actually win it in a secure way, like in an official way, right?
No, I'm just saying that I don't know what I don't know what the legal structure will be for how they distributed the coins and how they have to reallocate the coins to people. But but first and foremost, they have to have the KYC for all the people that are token holders. So they'll probably require everybody to do a KYC before they can convert the token for those people.
Well, this is actually quite interesting, because if this is the case, then anybody who's watching this and holds Nex might actually be worried, because a lot of people traded it using OTC and obviously the decentralized exchange I was telling you about. So this is actually concerning for a lot of people.
I just think, whenever you have security tokens, you always have to have some form of knowing who you are. I mean, if you go and sign up to E-Trade, right, to just trade stock in the US, for example, then you have to go through an onboarding process of signing up and putting in your passport, putting in your driver's license, or your some form of ID. You have to put in some, utility bills. That's a KYC process. And there should be no difference between that and doing it on backed. It'll be exactly the same for the security tokens. So for them to allow you to trade, you'll have to go through that KYC process. So for a token to register the token, and the traders are going to have to go through KYC too. I cannot see why that wouldn't be the case. So I'm not trying to scaremonger. I'm just saying that's the reality of what security tokens are about, is having that extra level of transparency between the exchange that has a legal obligation to, because it's regulated, and the company that's being regulated and is on that exchange. And that's a three-party relationship between the exchange, the company, and the regulators, and all of the individuals who are participating in that have to comply with whatever the rules and restrictions are.
And what's interesting is they've actually refused to comment. So when asked, right, when Nash was asked, why are you guys listed on affiliate? If you shouldn't be listed, they refused to comment. And this is actually concerning because this is kind of like people were trading in an illegal way and they were allowed to do so via affiliates. So I don't know.
This is the thing, because they are an exchange themselves. They are a decentralized exchange at the end of the day. What I thought they're going to do is list their own token on their exchange first. Makes sense?
Yeah.
Why? I need to have a look at this, because this.
No,
this
but they don't have. They haven't launched their exchange yet. They're supposed to launch sometime in March.
But you wait for that. Why would you go on another exchange? It just makes no sense. So,
well, guys, I think we actually end up in the whole. We're starting to head into a whole new.
I don't know. Let's see what happens.
We are.
I'm not calling Next a scam, by the way, not by any stretch.
No.
I'm just saying, always tread with caution when you get involved with anything STO, and make sure you've done extra due diligence yourself before you get involved, because you need to make sure that you don't get yourself in trouble by owning something which then a regulator comes to you and says, you hold this security, and you say, I do? What is this thing? And you don't want to end up in trouble, and you don't want to end up in trouble with any. So just be careful and make sure you know what you're investing in. Like always, that's always the advice that we give as investors.
Yeah. Especially in the places where you have to declare. Yeah.
For sure. Well, you should pretty much have to declare any place that has a financial market. So that shouldn't really change. But that's the world of STO, unfortunately.
Yeah. Cool.
Wow. Cool.
Right, is that all the questions that you had, Kryptos?
Yeah, that's everything. Thank you very much, guys. You've been very
helpful.
You know what? It has been a pleasure. Everyone who's watching, what we're going to do, we're going to leave each other's channels in our descriptions. We all do different types of content, so I strongly suggest subscribe to all of us so you can be as updated as possible.
For sure.
From my side, this has been CryptoBeast.
And this is Steve Good from the Coin Chat.
Thank you very much. You've been very good. I really enjoyed the answers to the questions, and I hope the community will too, and the viewers. And yes, once again, just to remind you, please like the video, please subscribe, and leave a comment below if you have any doubts or questions. Hopefully, Steve will be able to answer from the comments because he's the STO expert. So.
I'll certainly do my best, and if I don't know the answers to things, I mean, people can put comments down in the description for any of our channels. We'll cross-pollinate the questions to each other to make sure that everyone's, feeding the questions through. And I've got contacts in the legal profession that are, STO advisor, lawyer guys. So if there are questions, just send them through, and we'll do our best to get back to people. And we could always do a follow-on episode just going through all the question and answer sessions as well. I have no problem with that. Or a live one. We could do a live AMA.
Yeah.
And give people a chance to have have to send us little questions and type messages in for us. And I'm all good with that. So no problem.
All right, that's perfect. Well, gentlemen, thank you very much for today.
Thank you, everybody, as well. And we'll see you again soon.
All the best. Bye.
Thank you for joining us today on The Coin Chat. Join us on Telegram on t.me/thecoinchat, where we discuss a range of topics on cryptocurrency. And visit us on patreon.com/thecoinchat for show notes, outtakes, and previews of additional content. Or follow us on our website, which is www.thecoinchat.net. And remember to like and subscribe to us on your way out. To the moon. Until next time.